Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Saturday on our channel where we just talk about things we didn't get to talk about the rest of the week, and it's kind of a slow news week, so I thought we would have a little bit of fun this week and break down 10 choices for Batman in James Gunn's DCU universe. So let's jump right into it. So with the DCU officially getting ready to start, we have Creature Commandos coming out in just a few weeks. And then we have the Superman movie coming out next year. So officially the DCU under James Gunn has begun. And with that, I thought it would be fun to take a look at one of the most iconic characters, and one of the characters that so many people feel is an absolute necessity and feel is vital to the success of the DCU. And that is, of course, Batman. We're going to take a look at 10 people who could play Batman in James Gunn's universe. Now, when considering this, I considered age, but there are a few people on this list that are probably getting a little bit too old to play him. However, when you think of the fact that he's going to be a couple years older than Superman and actually have Damian Wayne as his sidekick in the movie, that puts it in perspective. He's got to be a little bit older, so then we got to look at what actors could physically do the job and possibly do it for longer. So first up on our list is probably the most unlikely. He is an actor that is getting up there in age, Thomas Jane. And Thomas Jane might be best known for playing the Punisher. He's played the Punisher in the past, and that's kind of where the idea for me sparked that he would make a good Batman, because the look he had in the Punisher, I always felt that he would have made a much better Bruce Wayne than a Frank Castle. And that's just my opinion. He did a great job as the Punisher, but in terms of casting Batman, I've always felt he would have made a really good one. Now, he is getting up there in age now, and the likelihood of him being Batman is kind of slim to none. But that's why I put him first on this list, because he's probably the most unlikely. Now, the rest of them are going to be in no particular order, just people I would like to see play Batman. No Batman list is complete without putting Jensen Ackles. Jensen Ackles is kind of the to-go-to for a lot of people when it comes to fan casting Batman. He fits the build, and he has done some DC related stuff. He's done some superhero related stuff, so he really does work in terms of casting for this character. And he could play him for a few years, so that's an advantage here as well. If he maintains the shape he has today, he could potentially play Batman for several years. Next up is Jamie Dornan. And Jamie Dornan is perhaps most famous for being in 50 Shades of Grey. So yeah, he's not what you think of when you think of Batman, but then again, the character he played in 50 Shades of Grey was very rich, very well dressed, very much the playboy type, and that's kind of what Bruce Wayne is. Now, in terms of playing Batman, could he pull it off? Maybe, possibly he could. I don't know if I could necessarily see him in the Batman suit, but if he did, he is a talented actor. He's proven this time and time again after 50 Shades of Grey, where he was trying to get out of being typecast in that type of role. We've seen him take on things that we normally wouldn't even have associated with him after we saw that movie. And for that reason, I think he makes a really good choice. Next up is Alan Ritchson. And Alan Ritchson is one of those people that is constantly talked about in fan casting for Batman. He is one of the most iconic actors that people want to see in this role. Not to mention, he has made it clear that he wants to play Batman. He has said this time and time again. Apparently, he has made this clear. So, with that being said, and him definitely having the physique, I mean, this guy is built. This guy is strong. If I saw this guy on the street in a Batman suit, I would be terrified. You wouldn't need much padding for him. You wouldn't need some big prosthetics to put on that suit. You would just have to have him. That's all. You could pretty much have a cloth classic Batman suit. He could fill it out, the muscle tone and everything. He would be awesome and menacing no matter what type of suit they actually use. And for that reason, he's a good choice. Not to mention, he's in the right age bracket. He could have a son that actually is ready to take up the mantle of Robin. So for that reason, he's on this list. Next up is Tom Ellis, and Tom Ellis is most famous for playing Lucifer Morningstar in the series Lucifer, and he is a very strong-looking guy. He fits the bill, and the character of Lucifer was also kind of a playboy. So he is kind of in that vein of actors who could pull that type of character off. He's got the looks to play Bruce Wayne, and I think he would make a pretty decent Batman. Again, if I saw him in the suit, you don't need a lot of prosthetics or any type of build to that suit because he has the muscle tone. So that is a plus for him as well. Next up is a crazy choice. And this choice is crazy because it sort of is something I think a lot of fans would like, but then again, it's maybe unlikely. And that is Henry Cavill. Now let me explain. Henry Cavill is most famous, of course, for being Superman in the Snyderverse, and he has a cult following of people who want to see him play Superman. They want him to be Superman and no one else will do. Well, here's the fun fact. That particular actor himself had said at one point that he did talk to James Gunn, that he did talk to some of these people. If I remember right, there was some conversation there. So what if there was a plan? What if there was a plan? Go forth, do what you need to do for a few years, and we'll shock everyone and potentially call you back in. The other thing that I thought about for him is Ultraman in the new Superman movie. They said that Ultraman's not necessarily going to be the main enemy. And of course, we see the guy with the big U, and people immediately thought of Ultraman. Turns out they were right, it was Ultraman. And in the comics, Ultraman is sort of a Superman variant, a Superman clone, if you will. And I thought it would be really fun if underneath that mask was Henry Cavill. That could actually work. He does look a bit taller than Cornsweat in the movie. So honestly, looking at that, I could see that as a thing. However, if I'm thinking logically, why put him in a movie like that where it's fan service and he'll end up dying at some point? Make him a character that fans can look forward to going forward in the DCU. And I think he would make an awesome Bruce Wayne. And again, once again, he's got the muscle tone. So you wouldn't have to have a lot of things going on with that suit. You could pretty much just expect that he has the muscle tone to pull off anything you do. And he would look menacing as Batman. Next up is an odd choice. But this choice is one that I actually thought of, and I was surprised to hear that other people thought this too, so that's why I put it on this list. And that is Sam Witwer. Sam Witwer is perhaps most famous for being Starkiller in Star Wars. He is the motion capture face of the game of The Force Unleashed. And not only that, he can virtually do any voice that you ever want him to do. He's voiced several characters in Star Wars at this point, often coming back. Says that LucasArts is perhaps one of the nicest employees he's ever had. And that being said, he's also played in the DC universe. Yeah, he's played in the DC universe, not once, but twice. And they're just minor roles. The first time he played Doomsday, and then the next time he was in Supergirl as one of the bad guys. And that was pretty cool as well. But for him, thinking about him being Batman, he has sort of this unique look. I could see him pulling off the Bruce Wayne, and I could see him underneath this Batman mask as well. Now, perhaps he's not as muscle tone as the other ones, but he definitely has a look that could work within the suit. I think he would be amazing. Not to mention, he is a brilliant actor, and I love him in everything I have seen him in. He is amazing. So, therefore, I think he fits on this list quite well. Next is Eon Bailey. Now, Eon Bailey isn't really famous for a lot of things. Eon Bailey is known to a certain group of people. If you know him, he played Pinocchio in Once Upon a Time. Fun fact, he actually auditioned to play Batman, and there is footage of him online in that audition, wearing the suit and everything else. And he does have sort of a good look for Bruce Wayne. He's got a young looking face. He does fit the build. And I think that he would make a pretty good Batman. I've seen the footage of him auditioning, and I think he could pull it off quite nice. Now, he is getting up there in age. He's 48 now. But if you look at some of the other actors, they're not spring chickens anymore. We're not looking for someone that's under 30 or in their early 30s. You're kind of looking for someone who might have a kid the age to become the new Robin, and I think he would fit quite nice. Next is Tyler Hoechlin, and he's best known for Teen Wolf, but then he is also known for playing Superman in the Superman and Lois TV show that's currently running, that's getting ready to end. Now, he has a good look to him. When I saw him getting ready to play Superman, I didn't feel it. I'm being honest with you. I didn't feel like he would make a really amazing Superman. I thought at the time that he would fit much better as Bruce Wayne, and I still sort of maintain that opinion today, that he would probably make a much better Bruce Wayne. And that's why I include him in this list. I think he would be pretty good. And I could see him in the suit. I could see him as Batman. They probably would have to have a voice changer or something when he is Batman, but that might also add to the menacing effect of him as Batman. And we did see that get used with Ben Affleck, so there's that as well. The last person on our list is Matt Bomer, and Matt Bomer is another one of those people that actually almost played Superman. That's right, he almost played Superman. He auditioned for the role of Superman Returns. Now, he is best known for taking on several different roles, often lesser known roles, with him playing characters of all types. He is a very versatile actor, and he has the look where he could be a Superman type. And I've always thought that if you take Superman and Batman's faces, they kind of have very similar faces in the comic. They're both kind of dark-haired guys with strong jaws. And if you're going to cast someone that could play Superman, you could also use that same person for Batman. And Matt Bomer is an actor that I think is extraordinary. I love him in all the stuff I've seen him in, and that's also why he is on this list. I think he would be pretty cool. Now, that is our list of people that I think would make really awesome Batman casting choices. However, I know there are several others out there, several names that get bantied about here and there. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about my choices? Do you like those choices for Batman? Are there any that you have that you think would be a lot better? Anyone you would absolutely love to see play Batman? As always, we want to hear from you guys. So make sure you're leaving us a comment in the comment box, letting us know what you think. Also, don't forget to share this video with all of your friends. They're going to want to be a part of this crazy conversation as well. And then make sure you hit that like button. It's free, it helps the channel, and we really do appreciate it. And Miko says we need more subscribers, and look at this face. You don't want to disappoint Miko. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell while you're down there so you don't miss a single video we do. And then friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.